Hello everyone, welcome to Hair Dry Treatment, welcome to the cool down with just me today. Obviously, as you're aware, Sophie has been in London, she's been filming for the derby, and we are sitting here, the city is red. We are 2-0 winners, just so good to be able to sit here and say, we've just gone on and beat City. We've ended their winning streak, we're staying second in the league at the moment. We're catching back those points. We're clawing them back when we can. Can you believe it? Can you believe we've just gone and beat them? The most inconsistent team has consistently produced surprises, and here's another one today. I cannot believe we all sat here on, say, midweek saying, what are we going to do? How are we going to play this game? How do we keep it down in terms of the scoreline? And actually, we've gone on and done it. We've gone on 1-2-0. So, the cool down just with me today. I can't believe it. I cannot believe I've chosen this game to do my first show on my own. And we've won 2-0. Maybe Soph won't return. Maybe if we keep carrying on like this, I'll be doing these by myself. Because if we're winning, I'm doing them. Let's see what some of you are saying in the chat already. I can't believe we won. I don't think anyone can. It's not what anyone predicted. We were awesome. The blocking and attitude. That's such an important point. The attitude. We spoke so much about that midweek. Matt, thank you so much for joining us and for the super chat today. Women win 3-0 with Katie Zellum scoring. Liverpool lose and the men beat the Berties. My perfect Sunday. You couldn't write it. You could not write it, could you? What a Sunday this has become. I can't believe the Liverpool score. I can't believe the Men's United team winning against City. I can believe the women winning because we've been class all season. Loads of you buzzing. Manchester is red. Great result. Luke Shaw, man of the match. We're going to get into performance talking in a minute, but what a huge performance off him. And Martial. And I can already tell there's going to be so much written about Martial because his performance today, after everything that he's been through, I mean, there's so many people slating him, and he's gone out and he's proved everyone wrong. What's he saying? Did we just set our own record by not losing in 22 away games? That's something, isn't it? 22 away games. The fact that we've done it against City and we've ended theirs as well, even better. Just going to go back to Matt's super chat about the 3-0. Fantastic result for the women today with a back to winning ways, but the City game and the Manchester United game today, just can't believe that we're coming away with an absolute perfect Sunday. To be honest, I started taking notes during the game, and within 30 seconds, I was nearly running out of room. 34 seconds it was. First attack, penalty, and it was great to see it was Martial driving at the players. And he hasn't just sat there and thought about, not playing in terms of the way that he's been performing. He's picked the ball up and he's gone and done exactly what we all want him to do. Run into the box, be direct. Jesus, it's funny because they always say about attackers being the worst kind of defenders. They can't tackle. If you're an attacker, you stay out of the box when you try and defend. And lo and behold, he clips in Martial. Definite pen all day long. Brave, to be fair, of a referee to call it straight away after 34 seconds. I'm sitting here saying, it's definite pen. And it was. But when you're in that kind of game and it's 34 seconds in, it's a big call to make. So I can't believe he made it. Bruno Fernandes, as everyone calls him, for a small split second, I thought that he'd saved it because he got down straight away, heads into it. But he hit it with so much force and so much power behind it that there was no stopping it. And that's what happened. There was no stopping it today. Loads of you in the chat at the moment. Yes. Hello, Doug. Thanks for keeping me company. I can't believe that I'm doing this by myself, by the way. And you can probably tell that I'm slightly nervous. But I couldn't have picked a better Sunday to be sat here talking about football, can I? Because Liverpool lost, United's women team won. We've just gone and won the derby. Manchester is red. Maguire gang, he did all right as well today, didn't he? The whole defence, to be honest. Whole defence. Shaw is a worrier. Milan going to get smashed. Listen, Milan's a completely different style of game. It's another hugely important game. I'm just going to stay on positive right now about the fact that we've just gone on and won the derby. Ollie bullied Pep. I like that little bit of the sideline where I thought Ollie was going to tap him on his head, to be honest. I thought it was going to be another one of those moments. Luke Shaw again. Someone mentioning Luke Shaw. Andrew Wall mentioning Luke Shaw. We'll talk about the goal as a whole in a second, but Henderson throughout the entire game, he's got his opportunity right now, and he's taking it. He's absolutely taking it, because when you have no other choice but to take it, I mean, you can go wrong. But he's doing so well. He's commanding his box. I think he's giving confidence to his players in front of him. You can see that there is this connection between them. And I think that obviously, like we said, it always comes from the goalkeeper. Your confidence, your communication. A goalkeeper can see the entire pitch. So for him, it's so important. But yeah, brave to throw the ball straight to Shaw to set the attack off. But we will get into that in a second. I'm just flying through some comments to start with. Probably more to set on my nerves. I'm not sure what I was more nervous for, the game at the start or right now, because you can probably tell that I'm talking very, very fast. I will settle down in a second. I'm not sure whether I'm buzzing because I'm doing my own show or buzzing because Manchester United just won the derby. I will continue to say that Manchester is red. Maguire dominant in his own box, played like a captain today. There was that little, when he got booked against the Jesus challenge, felt like a bit of a derby at that point, didn't it? Some of those challenges, that's what we like to see. Nothing to injure anyone. I'm not that kind of player, but just a bit of feistiness in the game. So glad they gave Martial man of the match. Huge game from him. Huge game off him. Just a little nervous, but we love you, Meg. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little or a lot. Very, very nervous. What am I shocked by that result? I didn't call that result, no. So I'd say that I'm shocked. I'll start where I first put my notes down, which was when the lineups came out, because when they came out and you look at and I was more looking at, okay, yeah, the 11 players that started, I had no issues with, no qualms with them. I think James has played really well. I think McTominay, the way that he came onto the pitch in midweek, lifted us. I think he plays that a little bit higher up the pitch and really drives us a little bit more forward rather than Matic. So I was glad to see him back in. Obviously, we knew that Henderson would be starting. Lindelof, we kind of all guessed, and we've worked it out now that Maguire and Lindelof, he keeps that partnership for the bigger games, as we want to say. So we knew he was going to come in. Greenwood and James both been playing well. He's obviously picked James. So the actual starting 11, I was completely fine with. It's when you look at the benches between City and Manchester United that concern me a little bit, because they've just got a wealth and abundance of talent on their bench. And although we have very, very talented players, on paper, you're sitting there and saying, well, look at the class that's sat on City's bench now. Regardless of what happens in those 90 minutes, those players can come on at any point. And it was worrying for me when I was looking at the two teams, just how much talent they actually have. So, yeah, shocked, because I was just like, here we go. How little can we keep the score? But fair play, because actually by the end of the game, the better team won. The better team won, definitely. With the way we played, I think towards the end of the first half, we were keeping ourselves in it. Just, she's here, she's in the chat. I don't know how far she is on the way home, or if she's on the way home yet. So I am so glad that you managed to see some goals, and not just see 2 goals, but actually see Manchester United winning the derby live on Robbie's channel. Well done again for today. I did catch you in and out of the first half. Your reaction to the first goal, brilliant. But yeah, Connor said, was it a worthwhile trip down to London this time, Sophie? I'm sure she is absolutely delighted. Here's my husband in the chat. Thanks, Josh. He's downstairs keeping the kids quiet. But they were running around, loving the score. Meg, they're on your own. Enjoy your grapes. She can put her feet up for the next time. But listen, let's get into completely talking about the game now, because it's not what I expected at all. It makes you think if we'd performed. This is such an important point. Where's that gone? Here, Palace away. I said it before, we are so inconsistent, but we are consistently good at giving us surprises. It's a shame, though, that the games that are mentioned on the screen now, had we got points from those games, had turned up like we turned up today, would we still be top of the league? Because the way that we performed today, I'm saying that we would have been top of the league because we'd have picked up points. If we'd have played like we did today against these teams, we'd have picked those points up that we dropped because we set up well enough to go out and create opportunities. Yes, okay, the first goal came from a penalty, but we were direct enough to run at them. And I don't think we have done that at times. So we made our own opportunities. We created the penalty ourselves. Yes, we were clinging on towards the end of half-time, and we needed half-time to come our way because we needed to regroup. But actually, whilst we were clinging on, we were defending as a unit and we didn't let them in. There was a couple of chances for Man City throughout the game that really you'd have expected them to put away, but they weren't at their best, and we went and took advantage of that, definitely, because you can just you're only playing against the 11 that are in front of you, regardless of if they're playing well or not. You have got to perform to your standards, and if they don't, sometimes when you play against a team and they're not playing at their 100%, you also don't play at 100%. Today, Manchester United stuck to what they obviously had planned, gone out there, got the result. Thank you to Alex Telles. I've seen this online, actually. People thanking Alex Telles because Shaw been a different player, hasn't he, since he's come in. Meg, Fred's passing was still shocking. Won the ball back well, though. McTominay did well. So Meg is a natural. Thank you for the last little comment there. It's a shame Fred isn't so natural at passing because at times his work rate is second to none, and do you know what? You can commend him for that. When he gets the ball, I just wish perhaps he'd just pass it to somebody else to try and find those defence splitting passes, because it's not always going the right way. George is in the chat. Comparing Shaw to Roberto Carlos. Why not? The way he drove forward for the game. I mean, we still haven't really got into dissecting everything or analysing it, but we were the ones to end their winning streak. Happy days. Giant Soph has been filming in London today. She's been on a watch along. Where have you been? Because it's been on YouTube. She's been on Robbie's channel. She did a watch along with one of the City fans. Obviously, she's come out the happier person, definitely. But she'll probably be on her way back at some point. She did say if I'm on long enough and she finishes, whether she would join us, but I'm not sure she'll get back, or we'll pull over to even be on the channel. But back into dissecting the game, because I've made notes, guys. I made notes, and I need to make sure that I get some of this in because I can't be letting Safe down. Okay, this is it. This is my worry. This was my concern, that United would let us down, that I would let Safe down. Imagine us sitting here having to be talking about a loss. But that first half, yeah, clung on towards a little bit at the end. 34 seconds. Anyone talk about dream start? Because that's pretty dreamy to me. 34 seconds in, 1-0 up. However, if you follow me on Twitter, I was counting down from 88 minutes throughout the entire game, thinking we've got to defend for this long, and we haven't done the greatest in terms of clean sheets. So 88 minutes, it's probably like the worst time. Well, it's probably the best time to score, but it's also the worst time to score because you've got so long to go throughout the game. Is that Doctor's handwriting? It's scribbled. It's a scribble. It's my note-taking handwriting. Glory, Man United. Ole will never get sacked. Never say never, but not right now. I don't see him. Here she is. Nicole's in the chat. Thank you so much, Nicole, for the support, because I texted her as well earlier thinking nobody's going to be here whilst I go live and I'm going to just be on my own chatting and nobody will be in the chat with me. Who said Fernandes can't score against the top six? Penalties count, right? Because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, penalties don't count. I don't think he went hiding today. I don't think he did. And I want to talk about Bruno attacking is phenomenal. We know that. We know that he can find forward runs from other attackers. We know that he's got a precise cross. We know that his passing is precise. He can shoot. We've seen the cheekiest of goals from him, the audacity to shoot at times, to score. But I want to talk about him defensively today, because I'd love to know some sort of stat on how many times he sprinted backwards. Because every time we lost the ball, it was him that you could see running past players. It was him that was going past our midfield, getting himself back into shape. The work rate of him today, I'd love to know how far he actually ran, because you could see his little, got little orange on his boot. He was rapid. He was going past players. The mindset to switch from attack to defence, that's not always, you can't teach that. And I think we see that in other players. I'm not going to mention names because I think the other players who normally do it had a really great game and I don't want to slate them today. But there are players that you see when the ball doesn't quite sit for them, or they lose the ball, or they don't get it and the attack breaks down, that might wail and throw their hands in the air. Not Bruno. Not him. He leads by example, because he got himself back into position today. I'm waving my hands around because as a defender, you look at that and you want to see players tracking back. He was phenomenal at it today. Can we talk about him on the sidelines with passion in his eyes after covering up? We don't deserve him, Nicole. I saw that. He's literally here behind Ollie, just watching and watching. He didn't want to sit down. He wanted to be involved. You know, you can tell that he's that kind of player that didn't really want to come off. He stood on the sideline, kicking the ball with them still throughout those last couple of minutes whilst he wasn't on the pitch. Rashford, I hope the injury is not that concerning. Same. This is one of the stats that I've written down, actually, and I'm not sure how many players, people know, so I didn't know about it, because 4 out of the top 5 Premier League players to play the most amount of minutes so far this season are United players. And I wonder if, so I'll say it again, 4 out of the top 5 Premier League players to play the most amount of minutes so far this season are United players. And I'll let you see if you can get it in the chat. Tell me the 4 United players that you think have played the most amount of minutes out of the Premier League players. So obviously that includes all the cup games. But yeah, 4 out of the top 5 players are United players. I'm giving you one because it's Rashford, so I'm not surprised that he hasn't been playing at 100%. I hope that the injury isn't too long term for him. I hope it's just a little bit of a niggle, and that we see him back on the pitch, because the link up with Shaw for that second goal was beautiful. Here are Bruno, Maguire, Rashi. Now said Rashford and Harry. It's 3 out of 4 for Nayan. It's Rashi, Harry. 2 out of 4 for Curlers. Who else is in the chat? Maguire's got to be one. Maguire is one, Nicole. Josh said Maguire. A couple of people now starting to get it. The 4th one with a question mark. Rashford needs a rest. And I think that's what it is. I think the fact that, he's played so much that he does, but now's not the time. Well, it's so clinical towards the end of this season now. We've got to be starting to pick these points up. Today was a 6-pointer, wasn't it? We've collected 3 points. City have lost those 3 points. The gap's closed slightly. You look at Fulham versus Liverpool today, taking points off Liverpool. I see Man City going on a massive losing streak? No. But don't feel like they will win every game. And this is where we need to make sure that we are there, ready and waiting, to make sure that we're in shape, ready to claw back some points. The 4th one, not De Gea or Henderson now, no. The 4th one, who had it here? Abul said it. Maguire, Rashford, Fernandes, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I think you can tell probably leading up to a couple of these games, we have said that Bruno's gone a little bit leggy. Rashford looks tired. And are you surprised after hearing that they've played the most amount of minutes against any other player? There is one player in the top 5 that isn't a Manchester United player. And I'll see if anyone drops it in the chat. But yeah, there was one player that wasn't a Manchester United player in the top 5. Let's get back to the game. Let's talk about the Shaw goal, because what a season that guy is having. What an absolute worldy season. You probably would never have expected him to be having this. Someone's in the chat straight away. Ryan, that was very quick. Tielemans is actually the last player. He was very, very quick on that one. But yeah, Shaw. And I can't remember which game it was in, but at one of the games, he drove forward in a very, very similar position, and I'm pretty sure he won a free kick from it. But I can't remember which game it was, so if anybody else can remember it, please let me know, because I'm pretty sure one of the games this season, Shaw picked the ball up and did a mirror image of what he did today, where he drove forward, and you can't handle it. Players can't handle other players running directly at them unless you're Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because that guy is something else at tackling. But it's so difficult to defend against when someone is running at you at pace, into space, and knows exactly what they want to do. He knew where he was going. He picked the ball up. It opened up for him. It was a lovely run to create, well, the defenders had no chance. The little vision from Rashford to give him a 1-2, I thought that he'd messed it up. Did anybody else clock? The first touch kind of bounced up and I thought, nah, it's gone. But he slotted it home so nicely. Shaw has surely done enough. Not sure if pun intended, Matt. Shaw has surely done enough to get into the England squad for the Euros. Best left back in the Premier League. And I'm not even sorry about saying it. Luke Shaw right now, this season, best left back in the Premier League. Hands down. Not expected, and I think anyone who tells me that they knew Luke Shaw was going to have this kind of season, then fair play. But not expected on my behalf. But he has done something. I don't know what's changed. Maybe it is the fact that we've got Telles in. Shaw is playing phenomenally. Should probably have not have chosen that word. He's playing very, very well this season. His desire, his work rate, his crossing, his dribbling, his link-up play with Marcus Rashford, and this is why I hope to God that Marcus Rashford's injury is just a niggle and it was just to protect him. But the link-up play between them two, we have said it time and time again. Sophie always says it because she loves it. The left-hand side, Manchester United, just, they know where each other want to be. And like I said, the vision for Rashford and the knowledge to play a 1-2 in tight area with Manchester City defenders around them, create the second goal. Get you that second goal. That was needed. I don't think if we had scored, would it have stayed at 1-0? I think it potentially would have gone to 1-1. But that second goal knocked the wind out of Manchester City. And it, like I said, created so nicely by Luke Shaw. Ryan says Shaw should start for England. Cresswell is back up. Shaw left back, best left back in the league based on form. Definitely, I've said it, best left back in the Premier League this season for sure. There you go, for sure. But the best left back, man of the match. Shaw is now doing what he was doing before his injury. I think he's finally over it. I think we're seeing a different side, aren't we? And I think when you have an injury like he did that was so bad, it's not just physically getting over it, it's mentally getting over it. And anyone that's kind of had, not just a footballer, but has had some sort of injury to themselves, mentally getting over something like that can be quite distressing. And I think for him, he's putting himself back into the job that created this injury for him. So mentally, I think it's very difficult, but I think he's getting there with it. Definitely, we're seeing possibly the best physical shape that he's been in. he's had so much slack about it, and I don't think he'd ever been that out of shape. I think obviously it's been difficult at times, but I think he's found his feet, and mentally he must be right. He must be right there now. Shaw and Fred outstanding. Not sure about Fred's passing, but work rate commendable, definitely. Pretty mad that our record is so good at the Etihad, yet City's record is good at Old Trafford. Ryan, I mean, the away form of ourselves against any team away, you wouldn't bet against us. Pep's I think what did they say? Pep's worst place to come, Manchester City. Manchester United, he's just not had any luck there, has he? I don't know what it against us. I don't know what it is. Martial's finish. I presume he means the 1 versus 1. Martial was good, a bit unlucky with his chances. I mean, Martial today, I don't kind of put that he was bang average. I like to see what other people say about Martial, because I actually think he was very impressive today. The only thing that really let him down was that 1 versus 1 chance. I've put here in my notes that he didn't sell the bluff at all. Had a great game. He didn't get the goal that he deserved. He didn't get it. And I think that 1 versus 1 chance, I think he was so convinced that it was going to be a free kick, because I think, well, it was obvious the rest played at advantage, but the McTominay challenge was a free kick. He's played on. It's fallen nicely for Martial. He's running through, and as you look up, he should be, if he's not gonna play it out there, he should open his body up to look as if he's gonna shoot towards the far post. He doesn't sell it enough, then ends up not an easy save for Ederson, but a comfortable save for Ederson. He didn't sell his body. He didn't open his body up enough for Ederson to second out where he was going to go, because if he had gone far post, for me, I think it would have been a goal. If he's bluffing that he was going to go far post and go straight in front of him, he didn't sell it enough. Body shape not open enough. So Ederson knew exactly where he was going to go. A ball says, City, please carry on starting Sterling with "we own him." Wan-Bissaka will probably let him out of his back pocket at some point this evening. But the battle between them two, it's great to watch as a football fan, because they don't give up on each other, do they? Sterling doesn't give up, and you've got to give it to him. He worked tirelessly for Manchester City, but you've got to work tirelessly and a bit more to get past Wan-Bissaka. Again, I talk about his tackling because he's phenomenal at it. He keeps his eyes on the ball. It doesn't matter who he's played against. He could play against Ronaldo trying to do 40 million step overs. As long as the ball doesn't go anywhere, it's not going past him. 23 matches and no goals against for Sterling. It's unfortunate that he's scored enough against any other teams, hence why Man City are above us. But Martial will score the day the Pogba returns. I mean, do I still think we miss Pogba? Yes. I think the connection with other players, and it's not just against like Man City, but when you are backs against the wall like we did against Crystal Palace and we need somebody else, it's Flair, it's Pogba. But right now, the team that started today, you've got to give it to them. Just come out winners against Manchester City. Someone just put up here, and I can't find it now because it might have been a while back, but about getting up to 100 likes on the video. Firstly, just want to say thank you so much, because I was very, very nervous about coming on to do my own show, my first show on my own. I mean, I picked a good day to do it, haven't I? But it's very, very nerve-wracking. So I just want to drop in a huge thank you to everyone at the moment, for whoever's in the chat. Because I was nervous, man, I'm not going to lie. Nervous for the game. I was then fretting about doing this afterwards, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, we are going to be here discussing a 3-0 win to City, or we're going to be 0-0, and it's going to be one of those games where I think, what have I got to talk about? But yeah, 2-0 winners. Ian put, you seem a lot calmer now. Honestly, I don't know whether I was just so hyped because we just won 2-0. Our house was, feel sorry for the neighbours, because we was all raving in our house when Luke Shaw's second goal went in. But yeah, so thank you for all of you in the comments at the moment and joining me. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, world class all game. He was everywhere, and those tackles and blocks were mint. The back line, actually, I want to hear what people have got to say about their back line today, because we always talk about Maguire and Lindelof being the secured pair for big games. And I actually think they all had a pretty good game. I'm going to say about clean sheet as well. We know, if you've been here before, you know that I love a clean sheet. You know that as a defender, it excites me. It's one of those little geeky things that excites me. I know it was 0-0 midweek and 0-0 against Chelsea, and I'm sitting smiling because as a defender, you rub your hands together and say, 0-0. Done my job, got my clean sheet. That's what I'm on the pitch to do, to defend. And, okay, it's a team game and it's a team effort. But as a defender, you're on there to defend. And if you get a clean sheet, not only have you done your job, but you've done it exceedingly well. If you score more than one goal as an attacker, you've done your job, but you've done it exceedingly well. But I think as a defence, as a shape today, as a unit, the five of them, I'll include Henderson within that. Ryan knows. Meg lighting up, just talking about a clean sheet, tell you're a defender. I can't, and I love talking about the shape of the team, because as a unit, I think they did extremely well. We've seen at times we don't clear our lines well enough. We've cost ourselves goals as a back line. We've cost ourselves goals, and I think when we were talking about against Chelsea, against Palace, and against other teams this season, if we turned up like we had done against those teams today, would have been a completely different story. They didn't. That back five turned up today. Luke Short, obviously, with the goal as well. Wan-Bissaka, his tackling, his ability to keep Sterling quiet. And I think the Maguire and Lindelof pushed us higher up the pitch. I felt at times we were playing a lot higher. We cleared our lines better. We anticipated the drop of the ball better. And we didn't cost ourselves. We didn't put ourselves into predicaments that Arsenal put themselves into yesterday. We've got to mention Arsenal from yesterday, haven't we? We've just got to mention that goal. Because that's when you play out at the back, that's your danger. And we didn't do that saying that. And I picked up on moments where McTominay got the ball, and what Xhaka didn't do yesterday, what McTominay did today, was be able to play and break that press a little bit. That ball round the corner, he did that today. So just the shape in terms of when we're at the back was great. Giant says Shaw over Bruno for Player of the Season. Thoughts? Be an interesting Player of the Season award this year. The pair of them are up there. I think Rashford will probably be up there as well, just because of the way that he's played, even though he's been at 80%. Don't get me wrong, I don't think he's been at 100%. But the way that he's played at 80% and still had a very good season.
Get in! Yes!
Oh my goodness! You did not even let me go.
Mate, I'm so buzzing from that. I was not expecting that at all, but what a result. Luke Shaw, I'm so happy for him, honestly.
Mate, I'm absolutely opening. I've literally said, look, the comments are flying in. Here she is. Big up Sophie. Yes, Sophie. Everyone in the chat, you can just let Sophie know how well I've done so far.
Mate, I wasn't lying, but I did drop a little message in, and yeah, I've seen loads of people saying Meg's a natural, smashing it. I knew you would though, Meg. I knew you'd smash it.
I did not know what I was more nervous for, the bloody game or this show. Let me tell you now. Okay? The second I logged in, I was like, blah, 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 like this. Probably people are thinking, what on earth is she chatting? I was so nervous. Curtis has 104
yes.
likes. Ian put Meg, who is this?
Yeah, this is the Maguire channel now, isn't
She's been fashionably late, Josh, but she made an entrance.
I shot there. I've literally just walked out. Obviously, I had to get Robbie admitting that Ollie deserves a bit of credit before I left. But I got that footage and I left. But yeah, Meg, thank you obviously for coming on and doing this. I appreciate it. And smashing it as always, of course. But what a game, Meg. What a game.
Just an unreal. Honestly, the team that turned up today, the better team that turned up won, and I didn't think that we would be saying that. And that's me holding my hands up. I did not think we would be the better team today. I thought that we would probably sit back a little bit and hopefully counter them.
Yeah.
No, we went out and took it to them at times, and I think, bar probably the last 20 minutes of the first half, I thought we were all round the better team.
Yeah. And to be fair, we managed the game really well. We defended, and it's not like we haven't defended well in the big games, but we've kind of sacrificed our attacking play for that. But I thought today on the counter attack we looked dangerous. Luke Shaw's run prior to that goal as well, by the way, the power and the pace. Like, I know I keep mentioning Luke Shaw, but I'm just so excited for him. I'm buzzing for him.
This Luke Shaw, honestly, I was saying about this. He made a mirror image of the run that he made previously this season, and I can't remember what game it was in, and I need to be able to find it. But there was a game where Luke Shaw picked the ball up, drove forward into the opposition's half, and I swear he won a free kick. I do not know which game it was, and I've definitely not dreamt it. Do you know what I'm talking about or not?
No, but I remember the last game against Palace, he had that right-footed shot and sliced it wide towards the end. And I remember saying on our preview that he needs to add goals to his game. He's been phenomenal, but he needs to improve at that. Today he did it. It's like he's watching, Meg. Maybe he watches.
Maybe he is. Luke Shaw, superb.
He was.
Martial, top man.
I wouldn't have given him man of the match, but I did think he had a good game. I thought he worked hard up front. He should have scored, but I thought he had a good game. But yeah, I thought we defended solidly. Henderson playing quickly for the goal as well. Obviously threw it out to Luke Shaw.
Just mentioned. What do you think about Henderson all round? Not just that assist, but what do you think about him all round? Because I said that he's got to take his opportunity.
That at the end, when he palmed it out into the danger area. Apart from that, I thought he looked confident.
Yeah, that parry at the end.
But the game was already won then. I'm just saying, the game was already won. It doesn't matter.
I mean, he could have chucked it in his own net. He couldn't. He wasn't allowed to do that. But George said the early goal won us the game. I mean, the second goal, I think, completely knocked the sails out of Man City's charge. Yeah. I think for us, that second goal was crucial to settle us a little bit more, because I do think we were hanging on at the end of the first half. But an absolute dream start, wasn't it? I mean, I saw your reaction on the channel, on Robbie's channel. Did that settle a bit of nerves for you?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't expecting it. I was caught by surprise. I was expecting something to happen, VAR to overrule it. I thought, surely this can't happen. 34 seconds in, was it?
34 seconds.
Not. But yeah, Martial, fair play for winning that penalty. I think it was a case for Jesus. It was almost too early in the game. Like, you know, when it can be too early where players haven't quite settled yet or not quite switched on. I think that's what it was with him. He just panicked. So but yeah, I think that early goal settled the nerves a little bit. We had something then to hold on to, and we defended for our lives. Like the meta-last blocks we made, and you know what? Ollie deserves credit. The back four deserve credit. Everyone deserves credit today because we defended in numbers. Their game is often to get out to Mahrez or to Sterling. They had nothing down the flanks. We doubled up a lot of the time. Our fullbacks we know are solid, but again, Inspector Gadget was superb today in my opinion. Luke Shaw on the other side was quality, got a goal as well. Yeah, I'm just happy. Like, I'm buzzing. I'm so glad that I've travelled all the way to London. I have seen some goals, and they are on the red side of Manchester.
I could say you've broke your jinx, haven't you, with the 0-0? Because we were concerned that it was going to be another 0-0. Completely proved wrong. Not only did we always say, you know, you can never be too confident with Manchester United about our defending. But not only did we keep a clean sheet, everyone on the chat will say so that I've already obviously spoke about a clean sheet. Obviously, we've won 2-0, but I will be talking about a clean sheet, wouldn't I? Having not conceded. And the fact that we've gone out and scored 2 goals today, we haven't done that for a while. Well, we haven't scored a goal for a while. What do you think changed today with us? What was it? Why did we do that today?
We moved the ball quicker. I think we moved the ball quicker. We had more purpose in our play. We weren't too slow on the ball. And like I just say, I think we cut out, especially on the flanks, City. We congested it. We made them play inside. De Bruyne had an absolute mare. I mean, beforehand I was asked who's better, Bruno or De Bruyne. I don't even know why that's a debate after that game, to be honest with you. Beforehand I was a bit apprehensive, but no, he had an absolute mare, didn't he? But yeah, I thought we moved the ball a lot quicker. We were disciplined. And on the counter attack, we actually had purpose. We looked like we were a threat constantly. And I know we only scored 2. It could have been 3. I think Martial should have scored. But we looked dangerous. Whereas I think in past games, we've kind of sacrificed the attacking side a bit, focusing too much on the defensive bit. And that's why people got frustrated. Today, I felt like we had the balance. And yeah, the best team won, definitely.
Nat's in the chat saying, "Wait, let's go."
Yes, Nat,
I want to mention as well. We did mention at the very, very start of the show. United women also winning today. It's been just an absolute perfect Sunday because Liverpool have dropped points, lost against Fulham. United women have won. The City of Manchester is red because we've gone on and won. Soph's lighting is probably not the greatest because she's in the car.
I'm trying to see if I've got any secret lights that I don't know about. That's what I'm looking at.
I'm going to guess that she's in the car somewhere, so don't worry about her lighting. Someone else saying about people are going to be confused as to why we swapped sides. We swapped sides and the roles have been reversed. I'm interviewing Sophie for once, so if you've got questions, I want me to put them to Soph. Let's go. We thought people thinking we were going to get smashed. We weren't confident, Soph. I'll say that we weren't confident. Very happy to say that I wasn't confident because City have just been on this incredible run. Something had to give today, whether it was going to be our away record that we've kept intact or Man City's winning record that they've got at the moment. Obviously, theirs is now depleted. What happens now, Soph? What do we do for the rest of the season? Because I think, to me, the league is going to be where Ollie is going to be judged. Regardless of what happens in the cups, can we get second comfortably?
Yeah, I've just seen Ian's comment. It made me laugh. So seems good. You should have her on the channel more often. That made me laugh. I think for us, I mean, we've seen it. We've said he does this when he needs a result the most. He pulls for the bag. But then it's like, you look at the Palace game midweek, and then you look at today. The difference in that, we need to be consistent. We need to take confidence there from this win. And obviously, what a massive game, AC Milan in Europa League. I think we just need to take confidence from this now. We're definitely good enough. And it's about us, just being consistent and actually taking a bit of confidence from it. We don't need to be so apprehensive. We can take those risky passes, move the ball quicker. And look, we've got individual players. We know who can do it. Martial, I thought, played really well. Wasn't looking up to score today. It could have quite easily been 3-0. We've mentioned how good solid we were defensively. McFred in that middle are just solid as well. Literally cover every blade of grass in that midfield. De Bruyne never had a sniff. Look, we know we've got the individual talent. For me, it's about just tactically getting it right from Ollie, which today he did, and us being confident and taking confidence from this today. I mean, we've just beat Man City. We've ended their run. If you can't get confidence from that, then what can you get confidence from?
I mean, Bruno just locked up the Player of the Year award. Someone put in the chat earlier, Safe, about Player of the Season, because I said that Shaw is just having this incredible season that I never predicted. The fact that he scored today, just his all-round play. But you've also got Bruno, and Bruno's been discredited in the Big Six games. A lot of times say that he's been hiding, doesn't show up. Got a goal today. Yes, it was a penalty, but I don't think he hit today.
Yeah. No.
I think he did very well.
Yeah, I think he worked tirelessly in the middle. When he did get the ball, he was always positive, trying to look forwards. I think it was a case where when we did get the ball, we needed to just look after it. And I think that we managed the game really well, and I thought Bruno fell into that perfectly as well. I felt we managed the game perfectly well. It wasn't a standout performance from him, but then you'd say, other than Luke Shaw, no, I don't think there was a standout performance. I think it was a team performance today. And I would much rather see that, a team performance. We shouldn't be reliant on Bruno Fernandes. If he's not having a great game, someone else should be able to chip in. Do you know what I mean? And I just think today it was a team performance. And like I say, everybody played well.
All round, I think we had a very, very good game. And I can't really think of... I did mention Fred's passing, but it's not...
I've said it before, yeah.
It's not his forte, is it? That it's not that... That's not his game. He's not got this passing game, but his work rate on the pitch, I think, was matched by everyone today. I think everyone looked sharp. Nobody really hid. I think Dan James, the way that he ran at players today, it offers something different, doesn't he, Dan James? Because the Greenwood-James debate, because Greenwood's very, very good and very, very talented, but I don't think he's been on the best form this season. He's not hit the heights that he did last season.
But to be fair,
and James actually got picked today.
Sorry, there's a fly going around in the car then. Even when Greenwood came on, though, there was a bit where the ball came to the back post, and Greenwood could have quite easily switched off, and he didn't. He switched on and he managed to get a foot in. Like I say, it was a team game today. Everybody was up for it. Everyone was pulling the same way. And we wanted it more than City. I don't care what anybody says. You could tell that we wanted it more today.
Definitely. Ian has put about having player ratings. No, I wasn't going to do player ratings because I was going to be on my own. So I haven't written anything down yet. We can do it a little bit. I've got a super chat in from Alex. The haters kept saying that Bruno doesn't show up in big games. They can sit back down. We deserve to win, and the whole side played well. 100% better team today, all over the pitch. In going forward, I think our opportunities that we created were very good. I do think City had some good opportunities. I think they'll be disappointed that they didn't score. But defensively, I think we were very, very solid.
We were.
They have got a world-class team all over the pitch that can do damage to any team. The fact that we stood solid against them, got our clean sheet, that goes for something. My only concern for this team is why haven't we done that consistently enough?
Exactly. That's the issue. And that's where Ollie needs to prove himself, isn't it, now, with that consistency, Meg?
Yeah, because you look at this game and the fans are absolutely buzzing, and we rightly so that Manchester is red, and we've got this. We can continue to say that Manchester is red, and that's fine, that's sorted. But come the end of the season, who's going to be on top? And the reason why they're on top is because we haven't done this in other games, and it's so frustrating that we haven't when we come out today and we show that we can do it.
Yeah. But they've gone on this 21-game run. That's the difference, isn't it? We need to be able to go on runs like that. And we don't. We'll have one game where we perform greatly and then another one where we just don't turn up. And that's what I'm saying. It's consistency. And we've said it for a while now. It comes down to mentality, and I genuinely do think that. But we have got the personnel. We have got good enough players, Meg. We know we've got good enough players. But we just need to see it on a more consistent basis. That's what I'm saying. We need to get confidence from this now. But how many times have we said that? We've had a good result and then said, right, we need to build on that now. And then we haven't. Today, we need to build on it. I'm just praying that we do. Obviously, AC Milan. What a better game to have before that one. Like, what a nice little game to take us into that one.
I know. This should really set the standard for the rest of the season right now. I'm hoping that the Rashford knock, I've not caught back up on it. I've not checked my phone. That I don't know if anything's been said about it in Ollie at the end of the game. Why he was is it just for protection? There's a lot of love for Henderson right now in the comments. A lot of people talking about how well he's played, commanding the box. Alex continues it. Has Henderson possibly set down a marker after tonight? Made a claim for number 1 shirt. Made crucial save. Showed authority at crosses. Kept a clean sheet and set up the second goal.
Yeah.
Like I said, the opportunity is taking it, and if that's what you've got to do when you've got that chance.
Yeah, he's obviously got a chance now with De Gea being back in Spain. And so far he's taken it, you have to say. I thought he was commanding today. Other than that, like I said, that parry at the end, I thought he looked solid, looked confident. And I don't know about you, Meg, but it's not like De Gea's not playing. I'm automatically thinking, oh no, we got Henderson in goal. Like, I don't mind having Henderson in goal. I have confidence in him.
Thanks, Paul. I think if you have a second keeper and you've got one like Henderson, I'm hoping that Ollie can balance these two.
Yeah.
Because I think De Gea has proved for seasons why he is an incredible goalkeeper. And I think Henderson is still very young. He is still learning. I think that he is very talented, and I think he will become very talented, even more talented.
Yeah.
That if you can keep both of them and work them together, that will set us up for a long run. Because a goalkeeper is a very hard position to find the right person for. You can see that Chelsea have struggled with it before. It's a very, very small percentage of goalkeepers that you can say are world class.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think if you've got somebody like Henderson in, Nippon said, I called it in a previous stream. If it's anyone who puts an end to Manchester City's win streak, it would be you guys.
We did it.
We have.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've said it before, like in big games, like especially against City, we are known to turn up, to be fair, and away from home as well. I know we've had too many draws, and I completely agree with that, but our form, we don't concede many away from home. And luckily today, we've put 2 in at the other end as well. I mean, one was a penalty, but the Luke Shaw goal, I mean, the driving run, the finish, it just trickled into that corner, didn't it? I'm buzzing for him, he deserves that. Player of the month, and then gets a goal as well. He deserves it.
Is he your player of the match or Martial?
Yes. Yeah, Luke Shaw for me was the standout player.
Shaw.
Martial played well, don't get me wrong, I thought he played well. He should have scored, but he did play really well. But Luke Shaw, I think that goal changed the game because City hit the post and just before it, he went on to score that goal, and I think that kind of just halted their momentum then. And I do think that was a game changer.
It was indeed. And like I said, that second goal just knocked the wind out of City completely. I think once we'd got that, not that we became settled, but I think it just, that 2-goal difference, even if they score, you're still in the lead. And I know it's all very obvious having 2 goals there better than having 1 goal. But mentally, it's so much easier for you because you can settle it. Yeah, you've got that sheet in between you. Whether if they do score, mentally you're still ahead.
Yeah.
And I don't think players sit on their laurels about it. But I do think when you've got that opportunity to have that 2-goal lead, that 2-goal cushion.
Yeah.
I'll still say it just with a massive smile on my face because we've just won 2-0.
I know. It's the manner in which we won it now. I thought we were in total control. I know City had a lot of the ball in that, but I didn't feel like we were majorly under the cosh. I mean, we made a few great blocks and stuff. They had 1 chance at the end, but yeah, I just thought we defended really well. I really thought we defended well, and yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm like you, Meg. I've got a big smile on my face. After Palace, we definitely weren't smiling.
No, we weren't. Curlers is feeling sorry for Doug. Yours is in meltdown. The team section earlier was a crime.
Yeah.
Slightly confused about Liverpool's team section. Obviously, don't follow them enough to know all the ins and outs. But I was kind of shocked at their lineup today earlier on. But I was more focused on us. I'm not going to lie. I was focused on the fact that United have got a huge game today to think about. Doug says the Liverpool players have given up. Interesting.
I think they've been found out, Liverpool. I think it happened with Klopp at Dortmund as well. Obviously, he knows that he wants to get out to those wide players, and I just think that the teams have figured out Liverpool's way, and if you can cut that out, then yeah, I think you're seeing Klopp being found out a bit. I genuinely do think that. But obviously, you have to take into account they've had injuries and stuff as well, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, they've been found out. I genuinely do think that.
So big game midweek. I mean, Cavani, I don't know if he's going to be out not long term, but another week or so. The Rashford injury today.
Yeah.
How do you see that midweek go? How are we going to go from this game and such a high to be really focused for a huge game midweek?
I hope that Rashford is fit, to be honest with you. I hope he is fit. But Cavani, I don't know. I was gutted that Cavani wasn't in the squad today, to be honest with you. But you know what? Martial, he deserves to start again, I think you would say, after his performance today. Unlucky not to get a goal. It'd be nice for him to get a goal, wouldn't it, in the week? So, yeah, I think he'll start Martial. In terms of Rashford, obviously, if he doesn't start, you imagine Greenwood will come into that, and then Dan James again, probably a similar lineup to today. But I just hope it's not too bad of an injury. That's the last thing that we need right now, is someone like Rashford getting injured.
Yeah, especially like I said, at this stage of the season and what we have coming up with the Europa League, the business end of the Premier League. We're still, I'm not going to say we're in it, but we are where we are.
Yeah.
And it is a very close season for this top 4, top 5, top 6. You know, a couple of points or a couple of losses, a couple of draws, you're really dragged back into it, aren't you? Like we have been.
Definitely.
So I think whilst midweek is obviously going to be a huge, important game, right now, after just this, I can't concentrate on anything else but this game that we've just had. But it'll be very interesting to see what, once we obviously know a little bit more about the Rashford injury, how long Cavani may be out for. Obviously, he didn't feel right in training. That's what was said. He didn't, he didn't feel right. He wasn't confident enough to say that he was 100% fit for this game. It's going to be a very, very interesting midweek game, because obviously we don't want to boycott ourselves out of this Europa League tie.
Over 2 legs
as well.
So
yeah,
I think at least we've got that.
Very interesting to see how we fare for it. George thinks we should beat them over 2 legs.
Yeah.
Curler says, let's get Meg to 150 likes. I've got no idea, because I don't know if I can see it on this screen as to where we are in terms of likes or whatever like that. But
no, I can't see.
If you, I was going to say, if you're here, firstly, a huge thank you. I haven't gone through player ratings, but I will just say my man of the match would go to Luke Shaw. I think that Martial had a hugely tremendous game from where he's been recently to what he did today, because just a huge rise in performance, in attitude and attitude, because we said it at the midweek, players looked tired, they didn't look like they were interested, and that's responsibility of a player, not a manager. And I think today, obviously it's a derby, you're going to be up for it, but they came out and proved they were up for it, and they put the performance in to match it. So hugely, thank you to everyone who was. I'm staying on till it gets to 150. I'm not, because it might be here all night. But Luke Shaw, man of the match for me. Curly says, "What a shocker!" And I do think that Martial had a tremendous game. Shout out to Henderson as well, from Ian, because I think again that he had a great game, commanding, very, very good. Someone says 150 and rising. Thank you so much. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you to my guest, where is she? I'm not really going to say guest. No, thank you for coming on, Soph. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Like I said, Luke Shaw for my player of the match. Soph, you said Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Luke Shaw for me. Can I just say as well, a massive thank you to Meg for doing this, obviously, because I am in London, so I appreciate you stepping in, and I knew you'd be fantastic anyway. I had no doubts about that. I was just hoping you could talk about a positive result, and luckily you have. Maybe you're the good omen. Maybe you need to host.
We have. I mean, I did sit here at the start and probably just chatted about 50 miles an hour, so I apologise if you've been here from the beginning and you're probably thinking, what was she going on about to start with? I settled in. But yeah, thank you everyone in the chat. Soph and I, or just Soph, or just me, who knows, we might surprise you now that we've got this all new, we've got it all set up. We might just drop videos in and you will have to be on your toes. No, we will be back potentially before the game on Thursday. I can't tell you an exact time right now, or day, but we'll sort that out. Thank you all for joining us today. The City of Manchester is red. We have secured second place in the league again. The women's team winners again. I mean, perfect Sunday all round. I hope you all have even more so. That's just like the cherry on top of the cake, isn't it? I hope you all have a lovely Sunday evening, and we will be back this week. Thank you again so much for everyone who dropped a super chat as well. And yeah, we'll see you again. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.